God, it's been such a long time. When did I go blind? I didn't know love felt so beautiful.
Here on LateNightSportsRadio.com. We're back with Bob's thoughts, or Bob's feelings, or Bob's demented thoughts, or Bob's demented feelings.
We really need to come up with a better title for this segment.
Yeah. And Lovely Haley says hello. I don't know who she is or what she's about, but she says hello.
Where did she say hello on? On Twitter?
In real life.
Oh, in real life.
Me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So these are real people this time.
Lovely may be her first name. Lovely may be her last name. Who knows? But we are back with headlines and my thoughts on Bob Sullivan Show. And Keith Grieve, 87 Sports fan, producer, will read off the headlines, and I will give my horrible thoughts on those.
All right, top story right now. Peyton Manning breaks Brett Favre's all-time touchdown record. What are your thoughts on Peyton Manning owning that record?
I'm going to be like Brett Favre, and I'm going to say I'm glad a guy like Peyton has that record. Because, you know why Brett Favre is okay with that? Because it's another Southern man. That's why it's okay. Yeah, if it wasn't another Southern man, Brett Favre would not be okay with it. That's why it's okay, and I'm okay with it. I'm not Southern, but I'm okay with it. I think it's pretty cool that Peyton broke it. And he doesn't have as many interceptions as Brett Favre. So I mean, it's all good.
All right. Tony Romo and the Cowboys win their 6th straight, albeit over your beloved New York Giants. Can they keep this up for the rest of the season?
That SOB, he can go to hell for beating my Giants. No, it's fine. Giants. I mean, it's like pulling it. If you're gonna get upset over the Giants in the regular season, it's like pulling teeth. So expect pulling teeth every season, every week of the regular season. I'm just not going to get that upset about it. Cowboys, I do think that they're a contender in the playoffs. Will they win the NFC? I think that's the Seahawks or the 49ers.
Speaking of the Seahawks, they lose to the Rams, and wide receiver Doug Baldwin blames it on the Percy Harvin trade. Is he full of crap?
I don't know. No. I think it's Austin Davis. He's the next god from Southern Miss.
He's
the next Brett Favre.
The next Kurt Warner. All we need is a story that he was bagging groceries.
He was bagging groceries at a local Hy-Vee, and now he's a Super Bowl capable quarterback. I mean, I could do that.
Could you?
Well, maybe not, because I'm left-handed.
That would be interesting. That would be interesting to see. Okay. The Celtics and the Nets. Switching over to the NBA, in case you didn't notice. The Celtics and the Nets.
I'm not upset that you're switching over to the NBA.
All right. Play an experimental 44-minute game. Is this worth the energy the NBA is investing in?
The idea is a good idea. The sample size not good enough, because if you're expecting a sample size of 1 to answer your question of whether a 44-minute game would make a difference over the length of an 82-game season, the answer is no. But I do think it's an interesting idea. They just need to shorten the season.
Yeah,
that's the bottom line. And shorten it to 65 like they do in NBA Live or NBA 2K.
Well, the proverbial video game argument that cannot be argued against. I would agree.
Yeah, whoever I create on those games is always healthy by playoff time.
Let's see. Carmelo Anthony saying the scoring title is unlikely in the triangle offense. Do you think the Knicks will be successful this year?
Successful this year, no, because they'll probably at best be a 7 seed. Successful in the future, yes.
Kobe Bryant.
And I don't give you any reason. I just need to give you that I'm a fan of the Knicks.
Kobe Bryant is ranked as the 40th best player in the NBA by ESPN preseason. Agree or disagree, or is it complete hogwash?
I'd say anywhere between 25 and 40 is fair, because he's coming off an injury, and the Lakers suck. So,
oh man, you're breaking my heart.
If he comes back and gives them, I don't know. I mean, he's not going to score 30 points a game anymore. He's not going to score 28 points a game anymore. 21 to 22, that's good enough for 25 to 40.
Alrighty, let's head over. Let's talk a little baseball.
Is that good enough for you for an explanation, Keith?
Yeah, I guess. You're just breaking this Laker fan's heart, that's all.
You're a Lakers fan? You live in...
All right.
You live in New York, and you're a Lakers fan and a Bears fan?
The only way I can explain it is that when I was coming of age and starting to like sports was in the mid-'80s. So I liked the 85 Bears, all the Showtime Lakers teams.
You should have been a Hawks fan for Dominique's performance against the Celtics in the
I think
Game 7.
Dominique Wilkins will always be one of the more underrated, untalked about NBA stars of the 80s.
The fact that he's not in the top 50 players of all time is complete shit.
No, I agree.
Sorry for the language, but
It's all right. That just means as producer, I'll have to check the explicit box for iTunes. That's all.
Sorry.
I'm
sorry.
That is all. All right.
Okay, but at least it was in that category. As far as that going, I mean, is there really more crap than Dominique Wilkins not being in the top 50 all-time players? I mean, the guy put up big numbers against Bird in the playoffs, and he's thought of as like Vince Carter, as just a dunker.
Right. Of all those guys, even Vince Carter, they get the shaft because they're immense individual talents who, for whatever reason, just never had a team around them good enough, or a coach to put all the pieces in play.
Or a franchise willing to pay the money to keep a franchise around him.
That too.
Because if they would have kept McGrady, or if the Hawks would have kept, Doc Rivers and Tree Rollins and all them around him, it would have been a team that could have had a shot at making the NBA Finals.
The Red Sox hired Chili Davis to be their new hitting coach. New designated hitter, not these days. New hitting coach. Where does Chili rank in your list of top baseball names?
Definitely number one. Because, I don't know, the name Chili, who came up with that as being a name? I mean, that's like a name that Key and Peele would come up with on one of their segments, or one of their. It's just one of those great names that gets underrated. Like you look at the East versus West game in Key and Peele. Those names are forever remembered. And Chili Davis is one of those type of names that you just don't forget. Definitely number one. You look at what's their name, the Yankees, Tino Martinez. That's up there too. A lot of great names from the Yankees. Bucky Dent.
Yeah, it's Pudge Rodriguez, even though it's a nickname. There's some decent ones. All right, last question before we have to hit the road. Make it official. Your concrete World Series prediction and the number of games.
Oh, Christ. I'm going to say Giants in 5.
Really?
And that's great. And the Kansas City Royals will not win because Dirk Chatlin of the Omaha World Herald is a fan of them. That is why.
Sounds like there's some grudge that needs to be.
Yeah, I hate that man.
That story needs to be fleshed out on Thursday.
Okay. Yeah, I should try to get him on the show and then flesh out my hate towards him. But he's from Omaha. I'm from Omaha. I hate him. And he is a big fan of the Royals now, who he has not been a fan of the Royals ever until September 28th when the Royals clinched. So he can cram one. And this has been a great episode of the Bob Sullivan Show here on LateNightSportsRadio.com. Haley Lovely, would you like to say anything before we go? She does not want to say anything before we go. Thank you for Keith Grieve, John Morris, and DJ Christian for joining me for a great episode of the Bob Sullivan Show.